Hello my loyal companions, welcome back to the channel. In this video I want to go over the new Rogue Sigrid. She's just gone live on the public test server where we can go check her out, see her initial kits and give some feedback to the developers. I want to give you a bit of an overview of her kit and where I see her playing into the meta when she does go to the live servers. I will not be putting out a guide on Sigrid until she does get to live servers, just in case there are any changes that are made that are really crucial, until I've had a good amount of time to play with her in different situations and give you a really good informed guide. And that's going to be my plan for the other features that are going to be added to the game during the next major update. If you do go on to enjoy the video though, or want to see daily educational Rogue Company content, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. But for now, let's get into it. Let's start by looking at Sigrid in-game here on the PTS server. Her main ability is the ballistic shield. What this does is she equips a ballistic shield which covers the majority of her body and she can hold that out for 15 seconds. If she crouches down and doesn't move, she's completely shielded by this ballistic shield. If she begins moving, her feet are exposed and she can at any point stand up, which makes her feet and kneecaps exposed more, and shoot out over the top by aiming down. If she does this, her head is exposed as the shield is moved slightly to the left and offers her a little bit more vulnerability. You may also only shoot with the pistol during this time, so any of your primary weapons go back into your back pocket and you can only use the warrant pistol. The damage blocked is only from the front as well, so if a lethal were to go behind you, it would damage you from behind, although any lethals that go in front of you can be blocked, including a direct Semtex stick to the shield itself will be completely blocked by this ability. Her passive is athletic, and what this does is it makes her immune to slowing effects, a thing that was originally part of Anvil's passive but later removed due to the fact that it was intended for her as a key component of hers, and she can also move faster while crouched, which allows her to do this breaching shield cover motion a lot easier. Going on to her weapons, gadgets and perks then very briefly, she has the D40C, which is Shark's SMG. She has the S12 Tactical, which is Vi's shotgun, one of my personal favourites. She has the Warrant pistol, which was recently added with Fixer and is a really good pistol and the one that you are using over the top of the shield. Her melee weapon is the throwing axe. She has a Semtex grenade also as her first gadget. Her other gadget is unique and I will go over it slightly because it is new. This is the adrenaline shot. What this does is it does three things. Initially when you use it, it gives you an additional 30 health. It won't go over the 100 health cap, but will heal you for 30. You then instantly start your health regeneration, so that once you get that initial 30, you'll start healing from there. And you also increase your movement speed ever so slightly as well. When you're upgraded to tier 1, you increase the bonus movement speed for a little bit longer, and at tier 2 you can carry an additional stim shot. Her perks are nothing new, but still interesting. She has Evade in 4000, Shredder Rounds in 4000, a 6500. She has Nimble Hands and Tenacity, which is really key for her. She then has Tracker Rounds and Lifeline as her additional perks. That's it for her core kit. You can see there's a lot of good mechanics and she's very close range. That is kind of the point of her kit, to get up close and get in your face with those really good weapons and that versatility with the stim shot, the Semtex and the perks available to her. Now that I'm going to go over some additional information and key information that you might want to know before you get into Sigrid about some of the interactions she has within games with other rogues or just her kit generally. Starting with this is a big question is, can Glitch hack her out of her ability? And the answer is no. He cannot hack her when she's got that shield up. It will not remove the shield. She'll still be able to use it. Speaking of using the shield, you can at any point put it away and bring it back up as you please over that 15-second duration. It also makes a very audible noise when it is leaving. Sounds like a train is going overhead. It's a little bit loud in my opinion. Hopefully tone it down, but it is very obvious when she shields up and shields down for your team and the enemy team. An important thing to note with the shield is that you can melee with it alternatively rather than shooting over the top, and it will do the standard melee damage of 40 damage, and it's actually pretty good. I really like this, and if you do a melee only fight, could be pretty strong. We decided to test out what happens if you have two primary weapons and you try to shoot over the shield because you don't have the pistol anymore. It turns out that when you do try and do this, even if you have two primary weapons, you will pull out a magic warrant up over the shield, and when you put it back and the ability ends, you no longer have the warrant, you still have your two primary weapons. So that's important to know for you strikeout players or anyone who wants to pick up a second primary weapon up off the floor after they down an enemy. Another important note with the ability in the pistol is that it will not reload the pistol automatically for you when you use the ability. So if you had 2 bullets in your warrant before you pull out your ability, when you do use it, you'll still only have 2 bullets. When it comes to the adrenaline shot, this has a few key features as well. Obviously, you get that instant health boost, which will counteract some of the damage taken by Vi poison. So say you are capped at 80 health and you use the stim shot, you will be able to regen back up to 100 health from that initial stim pack. Also, if you use the stim pack and start regenning, the moment you are hit, it will stop that regen. You do not continuously regen over its duration. It will stop once you take damage again. And something else that's really key with the ability is that you can use equipment such as the Semtex, the grenades, the melee weapons, or your stim pack while you are behind that shield. You will pop up slightly to throw it, but pretty much you'll remain pretty covered while you're using it. And this is really good for advancing your position if you have the right utility for it. Now let's go into her playstyle and how I see her being played from my testing on the PTS server and how I think she's going to adapt into the meta going forward. So first off, her playstyle is a pure breacher. They said in the initial announcement video that they wanted a breacher that did more than just a Dema with the hard damage breach or glitch with the sort of tactical equipment utility breach. Here we have your spearhead of the front line moving forward, guiding your team into the battlefield and offering a massive disruption to the enemy team. And this is where I see her playstyle coming in. Personally, whilst I think she does have good potential in 1v1s, I think there's a lot more outplay potential during that initial engagement. I think that people can get around her shield, they can use utility well in an isolated 1v1, so I think she's better played spearheading a team push, which is kind of what she's intended for. When you have her pushing up behind that shield, crouched walking or just walking ahead, shooting over it where only her head's exposed, at the lower levels, this is going to be really dominating. At the higher levels where accuracy is a bit more apparent, it may be a little bit more punishing for her to peek up. But generally, as she pushes up with the team behind her, the enemies have to decide whether they want to stop this advancing Sigrid or whether they want to shoot the enemies who are shooting back at them. And she just offers a massive distraction. Imagine Anvil Shield and how you think, oh, annoying Anvil Shield I have to get past. Now imagine that Anvil Shield moving towards you kind of with the enemy team shooting around it. It's going to be really strong and a really, really good spearhead for pushing onto sites and breaching. But you don't just have to use the ability for this, it has other uses, such as when you're using objectives, such as planting the bomb, defusing the bomb, or reviving a teammate. You can put out the shield and you can do these actions whilst behind the shield. You do peek out a little bit more than usual, so you can be shot a little bit, but generally you're a lot safer than you would be if you were just standard reviving. Personally, as for where I see her being placed on attack or defense, I think she's going to be primarily attack, though I don't see her being bad for a counter push or retake on the defensive side, similar kind of to how an Anvil will be played. I think there is a distinction in how they'll be played, but generally I think Anvil is going to be better for those tighter maps where you want to hold off one corner or get a really strong retake of position, whereas Sigrid will be a bit more versatile in helping you push down longer lines of sight that you normally wouldn't. Whereas Anvil is really good on maps such as Icarus or Factory, I think Sigrid is going to be really good on maps such as Lockdown and Skyfell, where you have these longer lines of sight that you have to push through, and she's going to be really great at just being a defensive wall moving forward across these locations that are normally quite hard. And this brings us onto the meta, so where is she going to slot into? Well, let's first talk a little bit very briefly about what the meta is shifting into at the moment. Previously in the patches, we've been seeing the DMR meta of Dahlia, Trench, Vi, and some sort of flex pick with tenacity and good utility, such as a Ronin. Now what we're seeing is a transition. The reason we're seeing this transition is due to the use of utilities such as flashbangs and incendiary grenades. Now I think that Sigrid is a really, really good rogue and will be core for many teams. And what that's going to do is accelerate the flashbang and incendiary meta because she can't counter those. Those are the two things that offer a really good counter to her, including a fully upgraded C4. So we're going to see a lot of rogues being played around with that. I think you'll see Dahlia still be really core in every team comp because of that passive and that link. Plus the really good weapons and adaptability, she'll be really good in this meta going forward. Sigrid will be pretty core as well. You should then see a few more flex picks. I do think Trench may fall off due to the fact that she and then Dahlia, if they link with her, can move through the barbed wire without punishment now. I think that's going to be really strong. I think Trench could fall out. Now, the patch also has allowed Glitch to hack trophies again, which again may push Trench out of meta if Glitch starts to be picked up, although I'm not 100% sure whether he will be. Him with the tenacity does offer a lot more now though. One rogue I do think is going to be a pocket pick and something that's going to come out really well because he does have a DMR or an SMG to flex. He does have tenacity, he has a C4, he has a flashbang, and a radar dart is going to be my boy Talon. I think he may push back into meta due to the counterplay options he has available, and I think he could be really strong going into the current development of the game. Vi, of course, will also be really strong. Her zone control offering that damage potential is going to be really good into someone like a Sigrid pushing, although with that poison, remember she can stim pack to heal 30 health off it, so there could be some counterplay available to her. And I still think we'll see some variations of the sniper meta still sticking around, although things have changed with Fixer as of this update, with Cloaked and obviously Phantom's ability now being a direct counter, but we'll go into that a little bit more in one of my future videos. That's going to be the main breakdown of Sigrid though for you guys, something a little bit in depth to see the initial impressions that I've had of her. Hopefully you've enjoyed the gameplay in the background as well and seen some of the strengths that she does have. Personally, I'm going to be opting for the S12 Tactical, although I will flex that D40C. That's just a personal preference of mine, but we'll see how the meta with the weapons develops as well. That's going to be the end of the video though, guys. If you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. There's going to be so much more, including future updates, meta changes, guides for rogues, guide for maps, callout guides, and viewer gameplay breakdowns. So much here in the channel that you don't want to miss, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. You can also come catch me on twitch.tv/RadStarGaming, see live gameplay, commentaries, guides, Q&As, and testing some of this stuff on the PTS server over this coming weekend. All the links you'll need are down in the description below, but for now guys, I hope you have a fantastic day. And remember, be loyal, be brave, be relentless, and I'll catch you in the next video.